Hello everyone and welcome to the 27th Java tutorial. In this video I'm going to be talking about the linked list. So the linked list is a list just like the array list is a list. They both store data just in different manners. So the linked list uses nodes, which are tiny little pieces of data structures. It links them together and produces a chain of data, and as you add more data to it, the chain gets longer. Unlike the array list, which we went over in the last video, which stores all the elements in a contiguous manner in memories, all together in one block of data. But I'm going to save the complexity of the actual linked list and the algorithm for later videos where I'm going to break them down and then build them up from scratch. So in this video, I'm just going to show you how to use the linked list, which is built into the Java standard library. So some behavior that you should know about the linked list are these right here. It's basic list behavior, same as the array list, except there's a few different ones. So you should be able to add an element to a list. You should be able to search an element. Does it contain? Can we get an object at the index? And can we return the index of a certain object? And then also you should be able to remove from a list. Just in general terms, you should be able to remove. And then also a list should have some sort of size, so we know how many elements are in it. And if you look, this is actually the code from my last video from the array list. Except I added this, which is commented out, and then I imported the linked list. But if you look at everything else, it's the same. And then these two I had to comment out, which I'll explain in just a second. So if we run this, and we have our linked list right here, or our array list that we did in the last video, and we look at the console, we can see everything we already did. You have all the things that we added, and remember we removed, and then we, at the end of the video, had this in the array. Now watch this. Since the array list and the linked list are both lists, and they function almost identical, they just do different things with the data. If we actually just comment out the array list and bring back the linked list, so now we instantiated an object of the linked list class, which is built into Java, and we just call it list just like our array list, you'll see that everything is back like normal. And if we run it, you'll see that is exactly the same thing. It worked just as the array list did. So the whole point of this video is to see that a linked list, it's pretty close to being the same as the array list. It's just it stores the data differently. And basically the difference is it stores it almost randomly throughout your memory in small little pieces, but they're all connected to each other and they all point to the next. And that's different than the array list, which stores them all together and in one block or chunk of memory. One last thing right here, don't forget to import it. Just like you imported your array list right here, it's the same thing, java.util.linkedList. So you're going to need to import your linked list. And then I'll look at the bottom. Okay, so this ensure capacity and trim to size, remember we went over that for the array list. The reason, if I try and actually uncomment those, it'll cause an error. And the reason is because you don't need to ensure capacity or trim to size for a linked list. And the reason is, like I said, the data is stored randomly in small chunks throughout memory wherever there's space. So I don't need to ensure capacity because there is capacity unless you've fully run out of memory. And then you don't need to trim to size because the linked list is always the size of how much data you have in it. Alright, I hope that helped to kind of understand the linked list. It's very simple and it's basically just another way to store data. It's just a collection of data just like the array list. So this is going to be a shorter video and it's much quicker, and I hope that helped with the linked list. Have an awesome day.